Next is our hip bone, or our pelvis. So first I want to show how it fits together. So we see we have one on the right side and one on the left side. If we have a single bone, this opening here sticks outward because that is where our femur bone articulates. We also have this piece right here where it's flattened, points inwards. That is where the symphysis pubis is, this little space where the two come together. And the concave part faces forward, as we see here, whereas the convex part faces backwards. So, for example, this one right here would match nicely with this piece. So, moving it forward for you, keeping it the same, you can see again, this faces laterally or outward, this faces in, this right here is the middle front part right here, and then this big chunk in the back is what we actually sit on. So, let's go to our features. We'll start with the lateral-ish view. Looks like this. Okay. So, unfortunately, I have a different direction. So this is one's left, one's right. So it doesn't match up perfectly, but I think I'll be able to show you pretty easily. So first off, even though it's in the opposite direction as it shows in your picture, we have the PIIS, the posterior inferior iliac spine. Above it we have the posterior superior iliac spine. So our PSIS, or our posterior superior iliac spine, is right at the end of the crest, which we'll talk about in a minute, the crest. PSIS, PIIS. Then we go to the other side, right where the crest ends. On the front side is the anterior superior iliac spine. Just beneath it we have this bump, which is the anterior inferior iliac spine. If we go back here, we go through this little notch. This bump right here is the ischial spine. Beneath it we have a smaller notch. That is the lesser ischiatic notch, or the sciatic notch. Then we go to this big chunk of bone right here. This big chunk of bone that we see right there, that is the ischial tuberosity. It's what we actually sit on. You also know there's this opening. That's the obturator foramen. It's a big opening right here. On this bone, you can see where one part goes up and one part goes kind of sideways, but a little bit down. So the inferior pubic ramus is underneath my finger right now. The superior pubic ramus is underneath my finger at this point. So superior pubic ramus, inferior pubic ramus. The cup right here, that is the acetabulum. It's where the femur comes in and articulates. Flipping the page over, we're now at the pelvic girdle anterior-ish view. We have the iliac crest, which just runs all the way along the top here. It's nice and thin. Runs along the top. Beneath it, we have this valley. That is the iliac fossa. This big notch right here is the greater ischiatic notch. Again, as a reminder, this little one is the lesser ischiatic notch. And then when two hips come together, that little cushion between them, which is actually, excuse me, I was holding it backwards, but it's right here. That would be the symphysis pubis. You can't see it on the bone because it's actually a piece of cartilage. It's a little cushion. All right, that's all for our hip bone.